Hey, so this is Amethyst Goddess checking in from InAlignment Ministries. I felt guided to do a reading for Taurus. Okay, so here I am. And I'm using Barberi Zodiac Oracle, okay? That's what I felt guided to use. I can get so many storylines in one card, especially for Barberi, the Oracle cards, the Zodiac ones, like crazy. Okay, so Taurus, this is really geared for Sun, Moon, or Rising, but if it resonates, let it fly. If it doesn't, let it fly, right? So the first thing that came out, the first card that came out was Gemini. And I heard creativity. Something really stood out in this card just now. Not only because it looks mutable, right? You know, like how Pisces, how Cancer, and all those like yin and yang. But I'm also noticing, and that's how Gemini is, but I'm noticing the fire and what looks almost like water or air, more like water. So that creativity, earth signs, Taurus is an earth sign. But I'm hearing to use your imagination. Usually when you use your imagination, water is needed, fire for the action, earth to solidify it, air to communicate it. So I'm seeing this seed. It's like a seed that has been planted in your heart and in your brain, your mind, to create. Okay? And I feel like you're in the process. And it's interesting because Gemini is about I think. I heard mastermind. The mastermind. So for those of you who believe in a creator, God, a higher consciousness or collective consciousness, or your higher self, if you tune into your higher self, this is what is calling for you to connect, like your crown. Okay, connect your crown to your source, whoever you resonate with, and you will be able to channel or download the necessary information to create what you're in the midst of creating. More information is needed. Okay, so the 3 is significant. Okay, the number 3, and I just heard the number 3 is you are not just working by yourself. You're working with a guide. It's not a guide, it's something higher. It's source, okay, or God energy. So you're working. I don't know if some of you are familiar with scripture, where like where in the beginning, when there was creation going on, and it sounded like multiple people were involved in the process of creating the earth and nature and just existence, period. I'm hearing that you're in the midst, you're in the involvement process of developing this idea. And I don't know how significant this idea is. I don't know if it's some divine inspiration where you're doing something really pretty dope, like something pretty great, or it could be something as simple as a park, creating a park. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you have been given an inspiration to create a park in your community, and where people can go and garden and meditate and relax, and it's kind of like rejuvenate, where I'm even hearing the water trickle. Like, so I don't know if you're going to have like a little pond or a little fountain at the park, but there's something significant that you're supposed to be doing. And it's so significant that Source wants to partake in it. Because it's bigger than just you. It's more impactful than just you. And I heard communicate. So you need to communicate, to be able to communicate this idea with other individuals so that they can grasp the concept of what you're trying to create or what you're creating. Okay? So say for instance, if you are applying for a grant or you have a business plan and you have other partners that are involved, you have to construct the idea and not just be, you can conceptualize it, but you're going to have to bring it together where they can see the picture that you're working on. If they're not following you as far as understanding it, as far as the concept that you're creating, as far as feeling the emotion of what you're expressing, as far as that part, because once you announce that part, that will engage them so that they can say, okay, how much do you need, or what resources do you need? Once you got them hooked, that's the next step. But if you haven't hooked them with the part of even just the emotions of the idea, it's really challenging to cross them over to that other part of actually saying, how much do you need? You get what I'm saying? Write that check. You get what I mean? Or let's join a board. This is an awesome idea where we can see that where the future of this can possibly go. You get what I'm saying? But for some reason, I'm really firm. Well, because the Spirit wanted me to show you or tell you about this. There's an idea, Taurus, or Taurian energy, that you have conceptualized, that you have received from the divine. There has been a seed planted. Okay? I'm also hearing pregnancy. So it can be metaphorically speaking, or there's someone actually pregnant, or working on getting pregnant. And the seed is here to be fertilized. Okay? And there's certain ingredients that need to be used to create the fertilization process, right? And it's dark. Everything, it's like all the different components are needed that are surrounded by this particular egg in order for it to be fertilized. And not to get too graphic, but that looks like the chamber of the reproductive canal of the woman. And that looks like the egg and the sperm and just the different activity as far as creating a baby, okay? The baby making process. That's what I'm seeing here. And I'm going a little bit slow, but this is the information that is really hooking me in. This is really standing out to me. I'm hearing, there's this one quote, oh, what a tangle web we weave, or something like that. I'm hearing that. So some of you in your creative process has come up with some lies, okay? To bring the idea into fruition. You winged it. And I said lies because I'm hearing that quote, and I'm looking and it reminds me of a webbing, right? So some of you, I don't care if you said, a lie is a lie. I don't care if you said, hey, I'll have everything together by Friday, knowing dang well you haven't even started on it. And Friday will be pushing it. You actually need 3 weeks, but you're saying this Friday. You get what I'm saying? I'm also hearing divine counterpart. So I like to, I know I'm taking my time right now, but I like to read what I can get out of one card first before I start laying out a whole bunch of cards. But I just want to get a little bit of more information, a little bit of a storyline, even though I gave you a storyline. I also, Gemini, that's 2, technically, right? But, and then the 3, so 2 and 3 is 5. So there's a change that's going to come. Show me what else. Okay, past, present, future. I always got it, past, present, future. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, man, I love stuff like this. To confirm. Okay, so the past. Again, this Page of Swords, inspiration and idea came in. Remember I said that? I think, Gemini, right? The seed, right? A new idea or inspiration came to pass. Excuse me. Then the Hermit card for the current position. Okay? So you're currently in creative mode. Remember I said that. Okay? You're in hermit mode. You're getting enlightenment. You're using your inner guidance. Remember I said that you were connected to source or your higher self, collective consciousness, or what have you, because you're working and collaborating with more than just yourself. Okay? The divine is involved. In your future, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What does that remind you of? This whole process. You see this hand? The divine is involved. Your higher self is involved. Spirit is involved. Okay? This is the Ace of Pentacles for your future. So, a new venture, an opportunity. This is pretty much hand delivered. You're working with the divine to create something masterful. Remember I said mastermind in the beginning? Clarify this Ace of Pentacles. Just want a little bit more information. Okay, so the Emperor came out. In the 7 of Pentacles. So you're looking and evaluating to see the investments that you have put in have presented sustainable results. Okay? So you're waiting for the seed to grow to this, right? You put in the hard work, you persevered, okay? You had the patience. Now you're waiting, but in your power. Okay? In your power. Let me get a clarifier for the Emperor. Just want to see some more information on that. Isn't that beautiful? I love confirmations. These are only tools. These can be, everything that I said has already been said. I don't need the cards. You get what I'm saying? I looked at one card and got all this information out. And not to puff myself up. That's not what it's about. It's about being connected to the divine. It's being connected to spirit. It's about being connected with yourself. When you're connected with the divine, you're connected with yourself. When you're connected with spirit, source, that sounds like outside of you. It really does. But really, when you're saying, when you're connected ultimately with yourself. Okay? With your divinity. Okay? And this is saying, the High Priestess, you're connected with your intuition. You are the high priestess. You are in the chambers with spirit, with self. Okay? And this is standing out right here. Where is it at? Right here. What does that look like? Right here. That is wonderful. I just love confirmations, man. That's what I be tripping off of. Because I know what I'm talking about. I heard magnitude when I saw this. When I saw that one solid one with these multiple ones, I heard magnitude. So whatever you are working on, matter of fact, let me get more insight on the Seven of Pentacles. What exactly is going on? What kind of ideas you have? What kind of projects you're working on? I'm about to wrap this up because we're a little over 15 minutes. I want to kind of keep these brief. But hey, whatever works, works as far as the information. Give me the Seven of Pentacles. Dang. So remember I said there's a lot going on? Look what comes out when I clarify Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. So a gang of options. A gang of things that you don't put your hands into. Choices. But be careful so that you don't put your hands in too many pots and you have a whole bunch of stuff going on, all chaos. Okay? You don't want to be chaotic. Remember I said inspiration and that fire in the card? What is that? Knight of Wands? Right? I heard ingenuity. So in order to have this grand idea or ideas, in order to have the masterful projects, there has to be inspiration, right? And you have to be connected to the divine. You have to be connected to yourself. You have to be connected into and tapped in to that collective consciousness in order to get this divine inspiration. Let me clarify that Seven of Cups. Remember I said water? Water is involved. Really all of the elements, but how I articulate, if you have to, rewind to get what I said, please do. Don't worry about it. I'm getting Nine of Swords. Like the ideas are popping so much that they wake you up in the middle of your sleep. You have dreams about you're darn near obsessing, and not in a bad way, but it can be bad if you cross over too much to the point where it's like torture. Okay? What are the Seven of Cups? Okay. So a lot of it has to do with movement. Letting go. Okay, some of you guys had good ideas or what were deemed as good ideas, and then you had the wrong alliances, the wrong partnerships. You had the wrong construct. That's what I'm hearing. So the Six of Swords came out. The Eight of Cups. And I told you, being worrying, obsessive type energy, anxiety. Okay, so, I'm hearing that some of you, the concern is the things that you're working on now, the projects that you're working on now. Some of them is your second go round. This is your second chance. Some of you, it might be your third and fourth chance as far as getting it right. And you're nervous and you're a little bit anxious for the outcome of this project or projects that you're presiding over. So you want to make sure this is right this time. This is a go. You get what I'm saying? That what you're doing right now won't fail. You get what I'm saying? Even though those failures are lessons and they help you to tweak things and to better yourself and all of that, sometimes we don't want to hear that. Sometimes we do not want to hear that. We want to hear success all the way through. We don't want to invest our money into projects that fail. If we're really honest, we don't want that. We want to like parachute that mug. We want to accelerate. We want to go in and be successful on that first go round. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes we have to move and tweak things in order for it to work. Or let that vision go. Like, that was a good idea, but ultimately that's not. I think sometimes when we have lots of talents and lots of gifts, we mistake those as things as what we're supposed to do, like our purpose or whatever. Now, we can use our gifts and our talents to ultimately bring forth or draw forth the vision of our purpose. But sometimes, like, I'm talented in a lot of things. I can paint, I can draw. I used to be able to sew really good. Like, I had gotten to the point where I was sewing, like, pretty decent. When I first started sewing, I was looking kind of whack. But when I started to understand the method or whatever, I even started to crochet, like knitting or whatever. I was really good in computer design type stuff. I still can, handle it a little bit, but I'm just saying, I can do a lot of things. I can sing, I can dance, you know what I'm saying? I can act if I really put my mind to it. I can write music if I really put my mind to it. It's like, I have a lot of talents and I have a lot of gifts, but my purpose doesn't call for all of that to be used like that. You get what I'm saying? I can use them, but the impact, the weight of my impact is my voice as far as my message and the way I think outside the box, the way I think, you know what I'm saying? And how I truly have the concept or the knowledge or the concept of love down. I think I have that down packed, where me operating the way I do and the way I operate in love, that will carry me over times 10. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm good as far as that is concerned. So as for you, and I'm speaking for myself, I have Taurus rising. So this message does resonate. Pieces of it does resonate with me. That's why I'm expressing it the way I'm expressing it, because some of you have Taurian energy will understand what I'm saying to you. Because I hear some of you operate in love when you create, and you want that essence to be poured or have a signature stamp on everything that you create, that you want it to be impactful and you want people to feel it, actually feel what you've created. Not just like, oh, this is cute, what I have on, this is a nice jacket, I'm fly. No, the energy of the construct, the how you constructed it, what materials you chose, and what fabrics or what patterns you use or whatever. You want them to really feel the energy that was put into that clothing. So some of you are designers, fashion designers, and you create stuff like that. Some of you are actual artists that I'm speaking to. Okay? So I've already tapped into you earlier. Earlier this month on my IG, I channeled some information about Taurus, about home cooked meals and about being on your path or whatever. But I'm really feeling like you're going to see some really good stuff. I don't know, I may go ahead and start studying astrology, like for real, so I can really grasp the concepts that astrologers have. I know it's pretty in-depth, but I can do it if I want to. Because I sense that Taurus people, Taurian energy people, are going to be really successful, if not really successful this year. Like, really start to see some of the things that you have plant it, there's going to bear fruit. That's what I'm hearing. And it's going to be beautiful. Like, you're not going to have a doubt in your mind that whenever someone sees your pieces, whether it's clothing, whether it's an idea that has finally come into reality, or, you know, the 3D, 4D, or whatever D, they're going to know it's you. And you don't have to go in a whole bunch of explaining. Like, maybe in the beginning, just to get that, go through the rite of passage, maybe initially you'll have to explain. But it won't be a thing where you're always introducing yourself. I don't know about, I can't remember the exact saying, but you're going to get so big where you don't have to go through that introduction process. Like, people are just going to be like, yeah, that's so-and-so. And that's it. You know what I mean? So keep being great. Whatever you're putting yourself into, whatever you are really focused on, keep doing it. Because evidently it's working and you have a divine connection. And always acknowledge that connection. Because, again, acknowledging that connection is acknowledging yourself too in the process. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I know it was not how it usually is as far as my readings are. I go by what I feel guided, so it's not going to be the same. Just putting that out there. If you're looking for a person that does the same thing over and over again, the same way, have a set schedule over and over again, and, you know, you demand to have it on a certain schedule, I don't flow like that. So if you want information, though, you can look at my other content. I have tons of it. Or you can book a reading and I can give you a personal insight as far as my reading. I've never had a complaint as far as readings. You can look at my reviews. People that have liked and shared my messages, even online on IG. Like, I don't doubt anything that I say. When it comes to my connection, I know that I'm getting divine information, and not only just divine information. Whatever is coming up, it needs to come up, and it will apply to you, whether at the current state or 5 years down the road. But that's one thing I can say, that with my readings, you're not going to get maybe possibly all that juju woo-woo kind of stuff. Like, I'm confident in what I receive. Now, energy changes. So if you decide, if you take heed to the information I give you and you off your route, so be it. But I don't hide anything as far as the information. I'm giving it to you straight. You know what I mean? So I do have a special for those who are subscribers through my email. Feel free to sign up. And then once you sign up and get confirmed, I'll issue out your March newsletter. March is still here. We still have a few days in this thing, okay? So I may do a special from time to time. I can't guarantee you that I'll do it all the time. You should just look out for me whenever I do. That's why I said go ahead and sign up. You can get those emails, those heads up of special or exclusive discounts or exclusive information that my subscribers only get, okay? So that's all I have for you. Everything you need is in the description box as far as how to reach me. Feel free to drop a comment, DM me, and all that good stuff. I don't care about that. I don't really get too many crazy DMs, so you can DM me if you want. But that's all I have for you. I wish you well. Take care.